from Iron Factory. It is the Resolute Defender, or as we like to call him, Brawn. Yes, this is a third-party version of Brawn from G1. As you can see, he's got accessories and such, and I'm going to go through this guy and see if maybe this is kind of a cool version of Brawn that you might want to bring into the fold of your collection. Be right back. So there he is out of his box. I actually had to take a couple fists and put them onto his wrists because he was fistless. This just sounds weird. But he comes with all kinds of accessories. He comes with 2 small guns, which actually have pegs on opposite sides. He comes with a drill, because in one episode he had a drill. He has a large gun that can go onto his back and lots of other hands. But there he is. I'm going to give it a nice, have him fall over. We'll move these out of the way. And of course, he comes with instructions, which I will refer to. So there he is. I've given him a large gun, almost looks like a shotgun, and one of the small guns. And he looks pretty brawny. He looks all pretty strong. I like the head sculpt because it is very Brawn-like. I mean, not exactly, but I mean, it is a third party, and maybe they figured they made it different enough to not get sued. Good thinking, Iron Factory, you don't want to get sued. And you can see on him in the back, you have a couple of the wheels. The other ones are kind of hidden, but you got his grill on the top, that kind of grill. I will say that the hands come off pretty easily, and then you just gotta pop them back on. So he could be dishanded, not disarmed, and disarmed at the same time. But I always found it interesting that one of the mini-bots was like considered super strong. Brawn, which is kind of a cool thing for him to be named Brawn and to be so strong, but I mean, you put him next to, you know, Starscream, that little guy, I mean, look at that, seriously. But in the cartoon, he was really cool, and obviously, the original Minibot head, this one's a vast improvement, but they are about the same height. He's about 3 3/8 inches tall, where this guy's like 3.5. So this one's actually slightly taller. So we're going to put you aside because we're talking about the Resolute Defender. Yeah, great name. So let's go through him a bit. And he is a small guy, but he does have ankle swivels. So he can be in quite a nice wide pose. He can do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he stays there very easily. Woohoo! He can kick forward, pretty decent height. His knees are a little bit double jointed. Can kick back, not as high, but unless you bend the knee, which, as you might have noticed, he has a knee, he can bend it. And of course, he can go out to the side, and he does have full swiveling for the legs. I do have to say, a lot of these third-party toys, a lot of them have a lot more posability than you'd expect one from a third party, and sometimes it's more than even the newer Hasbro stuff. Because this guy can twist all the way around at the waist. He actually has a bit of kind of an ab crunch, so he can move forward a little bit. I'm not going to push him too far forward. He might break, because I'm strong man. His arms can go all the way around, and you can drop his fist. That is one thing I'm not particularly fond of with this. He can go off to the side. I've taken his fist off again, just easier for maneuvering. And they can like go back and forth the shoulders. He bends at the elbow, and he has a swivel, though it can only go out to the side. It can't go around to the back because of his shoulder pads. I guess they wanted to make it somewhat more 80s. The head turns quite easily all the way around, but when you get your fingers in there, you're gonna kind of push back on the grill. But still, you can pose him, put the grill back, and then have him in all kinds of great poses. A very solid, though small figure. And I just popped his arm off, but that pops back on easily enough. As I said, he's strong man. Yeah, my biggest complaint about this guy is the hands are very easily removed once you put them on. But still, very cool posing. I like him. But now, let's take a look at his vehicle mode. Oh, but before I do that, I do want to mention you can, apparently, according to this, store his extra weapons in the back. They can just attach onto the backpack, which is kind of neat. It also appears that there's some way for you to link these guys together, but it's not very clear from the instructions, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, to the vehicle mode. So there he is in his Jeep SUV, whatever he is, type mode. Now, I do have to say that Iron Factory is very clever in the way that they put together their Transformers, and everything pretty much plugs into place. Very intricate for such a small toy. And you can add weapons, plus you have weapon storage for the small guns underneath. You actually come in while you're transforming him. Now, to make it easier for me, I took the fists off while transforming because I kept knocking it off and I forgot to put it back in. But they do appear to have room in there for them, so that was just a me thing. But there he is, a very well armed Jeep. Now let's give him a roll. Not bad, especially over a smooth surface like this. I've seen worse. He rolls pretty well. Now he also has a drill attachment for the front, which you can just plug in right there, because in that one episode, they didn't have Twin Twist in the show. They had to use Brawn, and he put on a drill bit and extruded it. And so now forever, Brawn's will have drill bits because of one episode. So he's a pretty neat guy. If you don't count the drill, his vehicle mode is about 2 3/4 inches if you include the spare tire. With the drill, he's actually, that adds almost an inch to him, puts him about 3.5. So not a bad bot, and strong. I gotta tell you, today, Brawn just fucked shit up. You know, he was just there. People would bounce off him, he would be unmoved, and then he'd throw them like mile. So this guy cost me about $31, which, you know, for an import, for the intricacy, I don't think is a bad price. And I'm seeing currently for like $29.94 plus tax, free shipping. So you can get this guy pretty inexpensively. I'll put a link in the description. I'll also see if there's some on eBay. I'll put a link to that search so you can find it very easily. And maybe you'll get a better price on there, but sometimes you don't. Usually AliExpress is pretty good, but it's very cool. I like this particular Brawn, and you know, I like a lot of the Iron Factory stuff. And I think he's definitely a fun bot, much more armed than on the show, but fun nonetheless. And I do hope you're having fun watching these videos, as much fun as I have making them. And while you're mulling this guy over, there's another video over here you can actually check out, a third-party beachcomber, which is pretty cool. And we will see you next time. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe. But most of all, I want you to have fun and good hunting.